Так. Этому.
Shit. What's going on?
Так.
Hopefully I have what you need.
Тебе нужна белладонна? Подожди. Давайте это белладонну. Так, одну. А ну-ка.
Thank you. With any luck, I'll soon be feeling better. If you find the time, stop by to see me in a few days.
Dear Mistress Johanka, I come again in admiration of your selfless dedication. I would like to invite you to a fine banquet at my palace. You certainly have earned... What business have you here, fellow? Who let you in?
I'm taking care of the wounded, as I'm sure you're aware.
Ah. Well then, run along and take care of them, and let me talk to Johanka. You're not needed here.
Красноречие 10, у него 15.
I won't intrude, custodian.
That's what I like to hear. Well, Johanka has my invitation, so I look forward to seeing her soon.
Так, я должен вылечить вот этого.
What is it?
I've got something for you.
What do you do? Really?
Drink this, and you'll fall straight to sleep.
Приготовил сам.
Thank you.
Выпей. Так, дальше. В руках Божьих. Юхана, ты где? А, ты же ушла, да? Не, вот ты тут сидишь.
How are the sick and wounded faring? I don't think there's anything more I can do for them.
I know. And you helped the best you could. All we can do now is pray for the souls of the departed.
Так. Живучесть. Угу. Так, куда мне теперь? Настоящие друзья. Слушай, у меня тут есть два друга. Давай я к тебе их пристрою работать.
Can I take a look inside the
Друзей
monastery?
спросил,
What's
хотят
got
ли
into
они.
you, boy? The grounds inside the monastery belong to the monks of the Order of Saint Benedict. No others shall pass.
Мне не нужно. Так. Отправляйтесь на наблюдательный пост рядом с Тальнбергом и отчитается перед паном Рацигом, то что я убил всех жителей деревни Хаедов. Или каких-то там... Кто там они были-то? Да, Мрхаеды. Пан Рацик, я убил всех жителей Мрхаедов. Или Мхраедской деревни. Секунду. Ага, правее. На юго-восток. Так, теперь строго на север. Оу! Пан Рацик, я вернулся с разведки.
Well then, speak up.
I've returned from Merhoyed, sir.
How does it look then?
I brought them help from the monastery. Brother Nicodemus and Johanka from Skalitz. Unfortunately, we were too late to help. All the infected people died.
God's mercy on them. What about the captive? Did you question him?
He was infected too.
I see. Did he survive?
No, but even dead he was of some use. It seems that bandit was a messenger. He was carrying a letter.
That's interesting. And what's in the letter?
Take a look for yourself, sir.
The names of the sender and recipient aren't written there, just the initials S and T. Seems to have some quarrel between them. This S person is threatening to finish with counterfeiting. Apparently, there's some German knight on the trail of the merchant Menhart. At the time the letter was written, the knight was in the tavern in Sasau asking about him.
That sounds like a promising lead.
You go to Sasau and find out what you can about this foreign knight. If he really is following Menhart, then he must know more than we do.
Very well, sir.
Don't go yet. There's something I'd like to talk to you about.
You haven't disappointed me. Nothing against Bernard, Robert, or any of those others. But none of them could find out as much as you. At least not without beatings and torture. And that doesn't always work. You're a godsend, lad.
Thank you, sir.
Now go and find out who's behind everything, and then we'll deal with them.
Yes, sir. Sir,
What is it?
sometimes I ask myself what it all means. Why does God allow such things to happen? All this slaughter and revenge, over and over.
It's a hard question. I'm no theologian. But long ago I came to the conclusion that the only thing that makes sense is that it's all a trial. Life is one long series of problems to solve. The more you solve, the better a man you become.
I never thought about it that way.
Now just look at the pampered ones who have no concerns in life, like young Lord Capon, for instance. I shudder to think how he will rule when his time comes. Tribulations spawn in life over and over again. We must stand our ground and face them. So, I go to Sasau and solve this one.
You can rely on me, sir.
Good luck, son.
Он там стоит, нет? На немецкого рыцаря. Настоящий друг. Найди работу для матуши и фрицика. Когда-нибудь потом найду им работу.
Ну ты найдешь работу, а уже на пенсию.
Так, Сазава. Трое. А ну-ка. Порубал. Троих. Мне нужен портной, сапожник и оружейник. А лучше всего кузнец. Он может мне сразу все починить. Здравствуй, кузнец.
My respects to you.
I'd like to discuss the price.
All right, so.
Agree?
No, it'll take more than that to persuade me. Aye, that would do it.
Так. Что у меня есть в сумке? Так, это все осталось. Помощь для мархоедов. Выкинуть. Примочка. Так. Ну, вроде все нормально. Так, мне нужен портной. Где он у нас находится? Понятно.
God be with you.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Alright, so...
What do you say to this?
That's not enough. This is a waste of time.
Не хочет 260. Ну хорошо. Все равно ты будешь торговаться, по-моему.
Can we do something about the price?
Why not?
275 тогда, да? Предлагал.
I'm finished. This is going nowhere.
Понятно.
Let's have a word about the price.
Why not?
What about this?
More!
До 275 упал. Он так и был.
Finally, a reasonable sum.
Да, не сильно он мне скинул. Нормально. Так, посмотрим броню, доспехи. В принципе, все 100%. Мне желательно поножи. Мне даже сапожник не нужен. Все намного проще. Что вы так смотрите на меня? Фрицик, Матуш.
Greetings, good night. How may I serve you?
I want to get better at fist fighting.
Certainly.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Wouldn't you rather learn the basics first?
I'd like to practice the basics.
All right, but it'll cost you.
Here, enjoy it.
Now, pay close attention.
A meal to go with the ale, please.
Pull me an ale.
My pleasure.
Bring me something to eat.
У них все время есть что-то выпить. Зачем им вообще работать, я не понимаю. Они бухают, нормально живут.
What other neighbors of ours made it?
Your hunker's in the monastery. That girl really helped us out.
Right here.
That's about all we know. When we ran for it, we helped Teresa. But who knows where she is now? We got separated.
Here.
I was the one who helped her get out of Skalitz. She lives with her uncle in a mill in Ratai.
I'm glad she survived.
Here we
Since
are.
you know her so well, why not try asking her if she knows about any work?
Угу. Так. Ищем немца. Корчмарь, давай у него спросим.
God be with you.
I've heard there's a foreign knight staying here.
That Deutscher, he's gone. But he said he'll be back.
Did he give his name?
No, frankly, he wasn't the type you want to ask twice.
Why's that?
There are guests I like, and then there's those that keep me awake at night. This knight is a good payer, but he spends the whole day tweaking his whiskers and sizing everyone up for a fight. I don't have bloodshed in my establishment.
Did you see his crest?
That's just it. He arrived with a white shield, nothing on it, and the Wagners tell me that's how knights ride when they want to stay incognito.
That is very odd. And do you know where he went?
Yes, he asked me the way. Or demanded more like. Bastard scared me so much I almost forgot to ask him to pay.
But you remembered in the end, eh?
Well, business is business.
And where was it he wanted to go?
Well, he asked me about crossroads in the woods north of Rovna. I got the impression he was looking for someone. I know the roads that way, so I advised him to try looking at the charcoal burners junction.
I see. Thank you. So just what was he doing here?
He spent most of the day sitting, drinking, and gaping at the other patrons. Now and again someone came up to him and they talked a while, but nothing much went on.
Did you know any of those people?
No, nobody familiar.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But may I ask why you're looking for him?
Угу.
It's not anything you have to concern yourself with.
Ah, it's just that the gentleman looked quite formidable, and quite questionable. I'd hate to think I'd sold him out.
I wouldn't fret about that.
Are there any problems around here I might be able to help with?
Definitely not.
Так, а если я немного еще позадам вопросы насчет рыцаря? Что
I'm
мне
trying to
ответить?
find out about that German knight.
Of course. Ask away.
В принципе,
Thank you.
Anytime. And do have a beer, so I have some profit out of helping you.
Такие все встали сразу. Нихера себе, царь приехал. Дратуйте, царь, очень приятно, царь. Так. Так, единый перекресток к северу это ровно. Хорошо. Настоящий друг. Поехали к Терезе. Поскочим к ней. Скажем второй раз то, что я нашел Фрицика. Своих друзей. Ну почти. Назад. Все, приехали.
Matthew and Fritz send their regards.
They survived. My God, I'm glad. They helped me out a lot. And where did you see them?
In Sasau. I bumped into them in front of the tavern. Where else?
And how are they doing?
They're doing fine. The monks brought them back to health. But they don't have work, and they're in debt. You wouldn't happen to know of any jobs going for two lazy carpenters?
Not here. And I think it will be the same in all of Ratai. It's overcrowded with refugees and they're all looking for work.
That's bad. Those two need work badly. To keep them out of mischief. You know what they're like.
I do indeed. Try the mills in the smaller hamlets. The miller in the Dechko is old. Maybe he could use some strong hands.
I will. Thanks.
Угу. Давай поговорим с мельником.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Is there any work here for carpenters?
I'm not looking for anyone at the moment.
Слетел с лошади просто на ровном месте. Где я только не скакал и с лошади не падал, а тут на вот и свалился. Ищу работу для моих друзей.
May I have your attention? Sir, a word, if you please.
Ты еще кто такой?
What is it?
I'd like to challenge you to a duel, sir. A little amicable combat.
That sounds interesting. But what shall we fight for?
Ah, so chivalry alone is not enough to tempt you.
No, sir. I'm drawn to more, glittering bait.
I see. Well, why not? Let us make it more interesting then. I'll tell you what. I have a fine suit of armor, a horse and a sword I won at dice. The horse and sword I can use, but the armor doesn't fit me well. I'll bet a piece of armor against a reasonable sum of groschen.
Сейчас буду биться. Ради хорошего,
Let's get to it then.
я думаю, броника. Порезал меня.
Herrgott!
Какой, а, рыцарь? Иисус. Тваря.
God! Missed.
Фух. Лютый пиздец, бля. Блять. Порезал его. Нехило.
Here, the reward you've earned. You've won honorably, sir.
Фух. Это было, да. Так. Что он мне дал? Такой же, что ли? Нет, мне темнее. Ее, кстати, можно неплохо так нехило загнуть на продажу. Или оставить. И недалеко, кстати, уехал. В принципе, мне денег хватает. Я думаю, все же на крайний случай я его продам. Ну, это было забавно. Пан Рацик? А что ты тут делаешь, блин? Сюрприз за сюрпризами.
What do you need?
May I be of service, my lord?
Yes, Henry. Chief Engineer Pfeiffer has been asking for someone reliable to assist him.
The chief engineer? Is it about Scalets?
In a manner of speaking. Master Pfeiffer has, well, evil forebodings. I think he may want to send you to the Scalets mines.
Can they really be restored?
Everything can be rebuilt with enough will and resources. Well, everything except the man. You'll get the details from Chief Engineer Pfeiffer. For the time being, consider yourself his handyman.
Certainly. Where do I find him? Is he here in the castle?
Where? Now that's a good question. He went to Sasau to deal with something there. Most likely at the inn.
Well, thank you. I'll go and see him straight away.
Good luck, Hal. Well then, speak up.
Sir, I've been to Ujits, and the parish priest there is very odd indeed. He's very handy with a sword. Do you know anything about him, sir?
Godwin? Aye, an intriguing fellow. He's the youngest son of one of the lords of Kuttenberg. He was sent to the university to become a priest, as is customary with the youngest son. But he didn't much care for it. So when he finished studying, instead of taking up his parish, he went roaming. I imagine he had a pretty adventurous life. And then one day he came back and settled down. Hanush would know more about him.
И без лошади. Просто пришел прогуляться. Пошел прогуляться. Так. Обратно возвращаюсь. Просто так, можно сказать, с неба выпал мне хороший броник. Упал. Сумка. Двадцать 4. Поехали снова искать дубль 2. Ищем для друзей работу. Ты видел, как я сражался с рыцарем? И пан Рацика тут встретил. Гуляет. Без лошади. Вышел прогуляться. Мне нужен портной. Только недавно я себя заштопал. Снова после битвы возвращаюсь для того, чтобы меня снова установили всю бронь мою.
I hope I can be of help to you, knight.
Насчет ремонта. Он меня мочил двухручным мечом. Он и мою бронь пробил сразу, где-то с 3-го удара.
Let's have a word about the price.
Aye? I'm finished. This is going nowhere.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Sure, why not?
Satisfied?
You're a right pinch purse. Aye, for that amount I can be persuaded.
К кузнецу заеду. Заскочу к нему. Пусть заштопает. Починит всю мою бронь.
I hope I can be of help to you.
Я его, кстати, тоже пробил. У меня меч окровавленный. А хотя ни хрена.
Let's have a word about the price.
Aye?
Satisfied?
Well, a little more and we'll call it a deal.
What about this?
Well now, a little more and we'll shake on it.
Satisfied?
Come now, just a little more and we have a deal.
Oh, that's a decent price.
Так. Нехило.
You've been working at the mill for a while now, haven't you?
Pretty long. Why'd you ask?
I heard there's a possibility of finding work here for two talented carpenters.
That depends on how talented they are.
I'd say they're talented enough.
We'll soon see. But go talk to the miller about it, all right?
Of course. Is the miller very strict?
The miller isn't, but his foreman doesn't give the workers anything for free, besides kicks and insults.
Well, hopefully that won't happen. They're good men.
I'll be happy if that's true.
Так. Найди работу для Фрицика и Матуша. И все. И все. Мельник. Наверное, в избе сидит. В окружности его нет. Захожу. Здание. Закрыто. Здесь открыто. Где ты, мельник? Хрен его знает. Подожди. Куда все пропали? Место не такое обширное, чтобы кому-то здесь прятаться. В прятки играют. Так. Так дело не пойдет. Ну так я тут... Вроде они еще не спят. Ну я проверю. Где тут мельник? Понятно. Давай подождем.
Damn.
Have a guess what I'd like to do with you.
Why don't you just surprise me?
I doubt there's much to surprise a wench's experience of you.
Подожди. Кто там плескается, эй? Все видно.
I'd like to order something here.
Uh-huh. And what do you want?
I'll certainly need a physician to treat my wounds. Then a hot bath and laundering my clothes.
I'm sure you'll be extremely satisfied.
Иди-ка спать, Вал.
Давай. Тоже купалась.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
Is there any work here for carpenters?
I don't need any carpenters.
Day.
Teresa, the millmaid,
What
sent
was
me.
that noise?
She said you could use some help.
Some extra pairs of hands would be useful. What do you have in mind?
My friends, 2 survivors of Scalise, are looking for work.
And why should I take them?
They're experienced carpenters.
Why not? Carpenters would be helpful. There's a lot of work here at the mill, and I'm not as spry as I used to be. Thomas, my foreman, tries his best, but he ain't up to that kind of work. But they aren't idlers and drunks, are they? I only take in people who are willing to do hard, honest work.
I'm from Scalise, and I know them both personally. They worked in the royal mines, and their master couldn't praise them highly enough.
In the Scouts' mines? That's skillful work. I'll be glad to talk to them. Tell them I'll give them a chance. We'll talk about pay and a roof over their heads when they get here.
Отлично. Так. Доброго дня. Так, я нашел для вас работу. У вас будет работа.
Would be happy to meet you.
You really found work for us?
Of course. I couldn't bear to look at those sour faces of yours a moment longer.
Thanks, Henry. Only...
What?
The reward we talked about, well, we haven't got 2 groschen to rub together.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You'll pay me when you have it.
That we will. Stop by and visit us in a week. We'll pay you back as soon as we get our first wage.
I'd like you to teach me how to be better at stealth.
Certainly.
I'm interested in more advanced techniques.
Alright, but it'll cost you. Now, pay close attention.
I'd like you to teach me how to be better at stealth.
Certainly.
I'd like to hone my skills.
First you have to have some skills to hone.
I'd like to practice the basics.
Alright, but it'll cost you.
Isn't that quite a lot? Agree?
Well, a little more and we'll call it a deal. Agreed. Now listen up.
I'd like you to teach me how to be better at stealth.
Certainly.
I'd like to hone my skills.
First you have to have some skills to hone.
Well, I'll think it over.
Ну, отлично. Все. И ушли. Ну, в добрый путь вам.
Good day to you. What do you need?
Are there any problems around here I might be able to help with?
Well, it depends what you're willing to do. There was one troublemaker around here not long ago, but we dealt with him. He was selling some relics and he claimed were miraculous, but it was nothing but worthless trinkets. The villagers sent the bloody swindler packing so fast you couldn't see his heels for dust. All the way to the Dechko, I believe. I reckon he won't last long there either. That's all I can think of.
Понятно. Все. Нашел наконец-то и для друзей работу. Кого-то замочили. перчатки и сапоги. Давай топор тоже заберем. И нормально. Да. И перекусим хлеба. Кто там сзади орет? Половец? Ну-ка иди сюда. Все? Вот это добыча. Вот это я понимаю. Так, они пришли уже на мельницу? Что-то их не видно. Еще идут. Все, приехали. Так, что мне осталось по заданию? Королевское серебро и по сюжетке. Ну, нормально.